Hi everyone, I'm going to be using mainly Chloe's Creative Card products today. I've got my Tiny Sentiment. This is the die and stamp set. I've got myself some florals. These are the beautiful Bouquet Blossom. And I've got this really pretty bow die from Chloe's, which I might use. And I've got some of Chloe's florals. This is the beautiful Bouquet Foliage florals. So that's all the dies that I'm going to be using from Chloe's. Take a 6 by 8 card. So I cut this at 12 inches, scored it at 6. I've also cut myself a small piece of white cardstock, which measures 5 by 7. That's going to be one of the matte layers. I pulled out this beautiful linen, ice white linen cardstock, and this is from Tonic Studios, and it's a classic card, bright white, 216 GSM, and it's got the weave texture on it. So I'm going to pop that to one side, so I will be using that. And I've also got myself a piece of Miri card. So first thing I need to do with this is take in my card base and one of my matte layers, and the first matte layer I'm going to cut this piece of Miri card down to 5 3/4 by 7 3/4. That's all we need with that at the moment. This is going to be our first matte layer, which is going to sit on here, and then we are going to cover this up with another matte layer. Now I've left a 1/2 inch border all the way around this because I don't want to totally cover up that Miri card. So if I get these stuck down, and we can then concentrate on this thumb bit. So a nice bit of glue all around the edges and in the middle. Get this one nicely lined up and give that one a really nice press down. I'm going to turn that over and press that from the back. And then with our next matte layer, I thought I would put this one up with foam tape. So run a nice line of foam tape all around the edges and a tiny piece on an angle down the middle. And because I'm working on Miri card, I'm going to take my backings off completely. And I'm just going to run a tiny bit of glue along the center of them. Will give me some wiggle room. And I'm going to line this up. It's roughly the same amount of border. Turn that over and give that a nice press down. Now that's the base of our card done, so we can put that to one side. Now if I take in my piece of linen card, I'm going to cut this down to 9 inches by 6 inches. And if I take in my scoring board, the shortest edge butted right up to the side, I'm going to score this down at every inch. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and you'll notice I'm doing a double score line. So that's 7, and the last one is number 8. We're just going to pop this over, and from the first one I'm now going to score this down every ½ an inch. So on all the ½ inch marks, and what I'm doing here is creating my mountain and valley folds, and this just makes the folding of this quite a lot easier. Leave the last one, don't do the last one. So this is what we've ended up with. Okay, so if I turn this towards myself with the shortest end at the bottom, what I need to do is bring this up on the mountain fold. Well, we can just fold and burnish these all along on the mountain and valley fold. So just keep turning that around, trying to make sure that you keep this as straight as possible, and every now and again give that a really nice burnish. So there's the valley, there's another mountain, there's another valley, and another mountain. Keep burnishing them. And nearly to the end. So that one's a valley, a mountain, and that one's a valley. I'm going to turn these over, and I'm going to give these a really nice burnish from the back. And again from the front. Now you will notice that you've got this bigger piece here, but that's absolutely fine. Now all I'm going to do with this is quite difficult to show you. I'm going to ignore this first mountain fold. The second mountain fold I'm going to bring across from the center. I'm going to pinch that on a slight angle, and I'm going to really press those down like so. The second mountain, I'm going to bring that one across, and I'm going to turn that one as well, and I'm going to give those a really nice press down with my fingers. And as you can see, I'm holding this quite firmly all the while. This one, bring this one across, line it up with my finger, press that, and give those a firm press down. And we're doing this all the way along. So the next one, bring that one across. It does get easier the further along you go. This one, twist and fold it in. Give that a really nice press with your finger. My finger's gone dead. This one, bring this one across, give that one a really nice press down, and then the last one we'll do exactly the same with that one. So with this one, I'm going to get my bone folder and really press these down now. Now if I turn this over, you'll see we've got this really pretty fan effect going on. So I'm going to give all those a really nice burnish, and those under there. I'm going to fold this one under, and I'm going to fold this one back on itself. So that was our long end. This last end is just going to go over like so, and I'm going to give that one a really nice burnish. So what we've actually created ourselves now is a really pretty fan. Now if you don't like the raw edge of this one, you can do exactly the same as you did with the back one and just fold this one in, but I'm quite happy with that. I just want that to be a little more there. It is quite a job, but it is very effective when it's on the card. Okay, this will stay in that shape. Just gonna really burnish all those creases as hard as I can. Like so. We can fan this open. You choose the side that you want. So that's where we are with our fan. I've forgotten to cut my next matte layer, so I'm just gonna measure this. We said this was 5. I want this to be 4 3/4 by 6 3/4. I was looking at this while I was doing the fan and thought something doesn't look quite right there, and I'd completely forgot to cut my top matte layer, so I'm going to glue this one down. Get that one nicely lined up. And turn that one over, give that a nice press. Now all I'm going to do with this is I'm going to hold this in my hand, move this out the way, and I'm just going to pop some blobs of glue where I think the center is. Give that a nice squash down. I'm going to pop one of my plates on there. Hold that down for a few seconds. And I'm going to take in a piece of twine. I'm going to wrap this around twice. Give that a really nice squeeze and tie that into a knot. There we go. And I am going to let these hang down for now. Some double-sided tape all the way down this last edge. So if I get that done, so all the way down this outer edge, and I've gone over the back of the string as well. Take that one off. Now if you want to add glue to this as well, just to give that a bit more strength, you can. And this one there. I'm going to pop that to one side. I'm going to take in my florals. So as I said, these are by Chloe. And the nice thing with these is you actually get the stamps and the dies. But we're not doing any stamping with them today. Is take back in this paper pad that I used in one of my last videos. I'm going to take this piece out. And if you remember, this paper pad was by Art Studio and it came from the range. And I'm going to cut myself some florals. Now I'm going to just cut this. I'm going to take in my plates and lay these florals down. So we've got 1, 2, 3. So we've got 3 petals. I'm just looking to see out of all the rest of the dies what I want to cut. So I'd like to cut the biggest border die. Just chop that down so I've got some room. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 border die. I want the next border die in the white, and see where we go with those. Okay, there's 1, 2, 3. There's our back one, and there's that one to go on top of there. And our little stamens have stayed within the card. They haven't wanted to cut out, so I'm going to quickly, actually I didn't want to do them in that colour anyway. I wanted to do them in Miri. So I'm going to pop that on there. I am going to pop on a shim, and I'm just going to quickly run this back through. There we go. So that's, yeah, that's cut that out beautifully. Pop that die to one side. So if we need to pull these out. And if I take in my foam mat, I'm just going to roll the edges of these with my pokey tool. I'm just going to have one floral on this. There's the last one. Now this is more of I would say a rose gold, whereas the card mats are gold. But don't be frightened to mix up different colours. Just going to press those in the centre. And then take my glue, tiny bit on the back of that one, rotate those florals. And the same with this tiny one. Just rotate that one. And that's cardstock, so they should stick quite nicely. With this stamen, I'm just going to press this in the middle. You can even give those a little poke up. This is Miri card, and it's quite a thick, dense Miri card. I'm going to pop this one in the center, And how beautiful does that floral look? Absolutely stunning. Just can pop that to one side. And this is going to be our sentiment piece, but we'll deal with that in a little while. I am going to cut myself a tiny bow, and I think I might do a double bow. What I've decided to do with the bow is cut, I have the biggest one in the white and the smallest one, so if we pop that one that way, and the smallest one we can have in the pattern. So again, I need to just quickly run those through. I just see how they cut. Yeah. I'm going to glue our floral where I want that. So I want this one to go slightly above the knot. And just give that one a press down and hold that for a couple of seconds. I'm going to pop that one to one side. And then if I take in within the Chloe's Tiny Tag and Sentiment plaque, you've got these beautiful little sentiments, and I'm gonna have a wonderful day. So this means this could be for anything. So if I just get that nicely lined up on my glass mat, that would fit perfectly if I picked it up on an angle. There we go. And I'm going to ink this up in the VersaFine Onyx Black. Have a wonderful day. Now this has got a linen texture, so this might need a bit of a firmer press down. So get that nicely lined up. Beautiful. Give that stamp a good clean off and pop that one straight back. This sentiment I'm going to glue down. And I'm just going to glue this one down because I think we've got enough height going on now with our fan shape and our floral. So this one, if I lift up just there, I'm going to have this just there. And now what I need to do is just cut myself some leaves. So again, if I take in my plates, decide which ones I want to be. I do want to use all these, all four. So smaller ones in the patterned cardstock, and the bigger ones on the white cardstock, so they will just fit on there nicely. There we go. Again with those plates. And I'm just going to run this one through. We got there in the end. So the white ones cut through beautifully. That was with the white cardstock. And if we just poke these little ones out, they've now cut through beautifully as well. I'm sure you wouldn't have wanted me to see me push these through 3 or 4 times. There we go. So that's those. And these are really, really delicate. I'm gonna pop one underneath here, and I'm gonna glue these down, because what I thought I might be able to do is pop this one in one of those grooves. And just get that one how I want that one. There's that one. I'm gonna team that up with this one. Push down in there. Is that a nice press down? And then this one I'm going to have coming down this way now. Yeah, absolutely fine. So if I get some glue on the back of that one, lift up my floral, get that one just there. Give that one a nice squeeze. And then the last one, I go over the top there and give that one, I want to go over like so, give that one a nice squeeze down. So we are getting there with this card. He's had a few gems, and because I've used gold and what I would call a rose gold, I'm going to alternate my gems. So I would say these were more in keeping with this colour. I'm going to have one. Oh, or should we just have them random? So we're just going to have some random gems. I'm just going to check which colour is the better colour. And I think it's most probably this one. Yeah, so we've got a couple of random gems, one there, one there. We could pop one in that space there. Could have one going in that space there. Let's get another coppery one. So that's copper. We're going to have a copper one up there and a gold one in there. So just hiding in there. And I think I'm going to have one in each corner. So just keep looking at my card, seeing if there's anything I can do to this to make this even more stunning. And I'm going to pop just one in the center of my stamen and give that a press down. So that's the front of this card done. If we open this one up, on the inside, I think I'm gonna pop a piece of the patterned paper, because we've got it there, we might as well use it. So we said this was a 6 by 8, so I want this to be 5 3/4. Leave that to one side. 5 3/4 by 7 3/4, and a piece of the white linen which I've got left over. I think we'll cut 5 1/2 by 7 1/2, and this is going to sit over the top. So this first backing piece I'm just going to glue straight down. And I'm sure there's no right or wrong way to this pattern, but put it on that way. And then for the sentiment on the inside, I've had to pull out a Sentimentally Yours because I want to have quite a nice big sentiment. And this one says, "Today is your birthday, it really will be great. This card was made just for you to help you celebrate." And I thought that's what we would put on the inside. So don't be afraid to, again, as I said, don't be afraid to mix golds and rose golds, and also don't be afraid to mix different brands. I'm going to pop this on my glass mat, get that nicely lined up. I'm going to pick that one up. Now, I could do this on my stamping platform, but I'm going to be a rebel and stamp it up freehand. And I've only got myself to blame if I mess up. There we go. Always get your cardstock nicely lined up. Get this roughly where I want this to go. And give that a nice press down. Oh, that's fine. Give that stamp a nice clean up. You are always going to get a little bit of pitting because this has got a weave on this cardstock. But I think that looks absolutely beautiful. So this one's going to go in the center like so, and that one's going to be glued down. And the very last thing I want to do to this card is I am going to use this bow and pop it up in that corner, and I think this will finish this off really quite nicely. So just get that there. And I'm going to pop a gold gem in the center of there. So there's the inside. How beautiful is this card? Well, I hope you enjoyed my little video. I really enjoyed making that one. I think that is different to anything I've seen. Let me know if you've seen somebody make this fan on a card and there's an easier way of doing it. I'd be interested. But I really enjoyed that. Imagine how this would look if you had double-sided pattern papers. It would look absolutely stunning. And the inside as well. Well, thank you for watching. As I say, I hope you enjoyed my video. I hope you learned something. As I say, have a go and see how you get on. I think that's gorgeous. Okay, until the next time, bye for now.